We have had another session on data mining, and in this session we are going to study the statistical techniques that have been applied on data used in data mining applications. As we have seen, data mining applications always deal with large volume of data. So for representing a large volume of data, the usage of statistical techniques are very important for summarizing, analysis and other operations on data. So in this session we see what are the different statistical techniques used in data mining. So we start from basic statistical descriptions of data, from center tendency representation. So measuring center tendency, we always deal with mean, median, mode, mid-range, etc. So these are some terms that we normally study in lower classes. In this example, you can see there are 9 observations, 9 data items, 13, 18, 13, 14, 13, 16, 14, 21, 13. So mean is very simple, it is the average. Sum total of the elements divided by number of elements present, 15. Now median is the middle value. So to find out the middle value, first of all you arrange the elements in a sorted manner, in the numerical order. You arrange it, take the middle value. So here you have 9 elements, middle value is 9 plus 1 divided by 2, that is 5th element. If you have even number of elements, suppose you have 10 elements present, then the middle value is the simple average of 4th and 5th and 6th is going to be the middle value, and that is the median. And mode is actually most repeated element in the list, that is of course 13. And another term is something called mid-range. Mid-range is the simple average of lowest and largest. So here the minimum value is 13 and the maximum value is 21. So 21 plus 13 by 2, 17. So you have mean, median, mode, mid-range. They are actually the measures of center tendency. You can see that mean is 15, but it is not nowhere present in the data. Median is 14, again it is present twice in the data. And mode is 13, again it is present more number of times. You take mid-range, it is also not a member of this data elements. So that's the concept of measuring of central tendency. If you think about the symmetric and symmetricity of the data, you can see that if the data is symmetric, then mean, median, mode is always at the central value of the data if the data is symmetric. So in the first example the data is symmetric, but in the second and third example data is not symmetric. You can see the graph, it is not at all symmetric, it is not symmetrically distributed, equally distributed on either side of the mean, median, mode value. You can see here the this is positively skewed data and this is negatively skewed data. In the positively skewed data, mode is less than mean, and in the negatively skewed data, mode is greater than mean. So this is the concept of symmetric data and non-symmetric data, asymmetric data. So measures of center tendency always represent whether the data is symmetric or not, or if it is not symmetric, whether it is positively skewed or negatively skewed. Now you can see here Another statistical calculation of data is called dispersion of data. How your data is being dispersed among the elements. That is being calculated by finding out range, quartiles, variance, standard deviation, interquartile range, etc. Yet another set of statistical calculations are used for finding out the dispersion of data. You have 20 elements almost, yes, 20 elements here, and you are going to divide it into equal quartiles or equal quadrants. You call each quadrant as quantile. First quantile consists of the elements. So 20 elements are divided into 4 equal quantiles. First 5 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till 52 is your lower quantile. 53, 56, 58, 59 till 60 is your second quantile, third quantile, and the upper quantile, last quantile. Now, what is quartile? Actually, quartile represents the mid value between first quantile and the second quantile. So, for finding out the mid value, you take 52 plus 53 divided by 2, that is 52.5. 52.5 is Q1, is the lower quartile value. Second quartile is 60 plus 62 divided by 2, that is 61. Q3 is again 70.5. 70 plus 71 divided by 2. And of course, maximum value is 80. Last value is 80. If you find out IQR, that is interquartile range, how do you find interquartile range? Q3 minus Q1. Q3 is 70.5 and Q1 is 52.5. So the value is 18. And if you find the range is actually last value minus first value. That is 80 minus 43, 37. These concepts are very important for measuring the dispersion of data. If you draw the graph, you can see here the quartile. A plot is drawn here. Some attribute values are given. So you have drawn the plot to find out the distribution. So the quantiles are plotted are quartiles actually, because you are dividing it into 4 equal slots. 4 തുല്യ ഭാഗങ്ങളായിട്ട് ഡിവൈഡ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. നമ്മൾ ഈ ക്വാണ്ടൈലിനെ ക്വാർട്ടൈൽ എന്ന് വിളിക്കുന്നു. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ പറയാൻ പറ്റും ഈക്വൽ ക്വാർട്ടൈൽസ് കാണുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവുന്നുണ്ട് Q1 lies somewhere here, Q2 lies somewhere here, Q3 lies somewhere here. So this is 25th percentile. This is 75th or 75th percentile. So how the data is being distributed in the case of a symmetric data is equally distributed, and you can see the divisions also over here. This is something called a data distribution plot. Now if your data is not symmetric, then the median mean value alone will not give you a summary of the data. നമ്മൾ സാധാരണ എന്തിനാണ് ഈ സ്റ്റാറ്റിസ്റ്റിക്കൽ അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുന്നത്? ഒരു സമ്മറൈസ്ഡ് ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ കിട്ടാനാണ്. ബിക്കോസ് യുവർ ഡേറ്റ ഇസ് വെരി ഹ്യൂജ്. അപ്പോൾ അത് ഓരോന്നും ഇങ്ങനെ എടുത്ത് നോക്കിക്കൊണ്ടിരുന്നത് നമുക്ക് അനലൈസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല. അപ്പോൾ വലിയ ഡേറ്റ തന്നാൽ അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു സമ്മറൈസ്ഡ് സംക്ഷിപ്ത രൂപം വേറെ കിട്ടിയാലേ നമുക്ക് ആ ഡേറ്റയെ പറ്റി ഏകദേശം ഒരു ധാരണ കിട്ടുള്ളൂ. അതിനാണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ സ്റ്റാറ്റിസ്റ്റിക്കൽ ടെക്നിക്ക് അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ സിമെട്രിക് ഡേറ്റയാണെങ്കിൽ ഈ പറഞ്ഞ മീൻ മീഡിയൻ മോഡ് കൊണ്ട് നമുക്കൊരു ഡേറ്റയെ റെപ്രസെൻറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ കഴിയും. പക്ഷേ ഈക്വലി നോട്ട് സിമെട്രിക് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു കോൺസെപ്റ്റ് വരുമ്പോൾ യു ഹാവ് ടു ഡിപ്പെൻഡ് അപ്പോൺ സംതിങ് കോൾഡ് 5 നമ്പർ സമ്മറി. വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദിസ് 5 നമ്പർ സമ്മറി? 5 നമ്പർ സമ്മറിയിൽ നമുക്ക് 5 ഡേറ്റയെ പറ്റി ആലോചിക്കണം. വാട്ട് ആർ ദീസ് 5 ഡേറ്റ? ഒന്ന്, ഓഫ് കോഴ്സ്, ദ മീഡിയൻ വാല്യൂ Q2. Q2 represents the median value. The quartile values Q1 and Q3. Q1 on the left side of Q2 and Q3 on the right side of Q2. അപ്പോൾ median, first quartile, third quartile, and the smallest and largest data element. അപ്പോൾ Q2, Q1, Q3 and minimum most value and maximum most value 5 elements. ഇതാണ് 5 നമ്പർ സമ്മറി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ഈ 5 എലമെൻറ്റ്സ് നമ്മുടെ കയ്യിലുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് ആ ഡേറ്റയുടെ ഒരു ഡിസ്ട്രിബ്യൂഷനും ആ ഡേറ്റയുടെ ഒരു സമ്മറിയും എടുക്കാൻ സാധിക്കും. മിനിമം വാല്യൂ Q1, മീഡിയൻ Q2, Q3, maximum value. So here we represent a box plot method for representing the summarized information. So in each box plot you have 5 representation over here. This is the minimum value, this is Q1, this is Q2 median, this is Q3 and largest value. So for every box you are plotting, you have to represent 5 data elements for that single box. This is something called box plot drawing technology. Another two terms that we use for summarizing the data is standard deviation and variance. Square root of x minus x bar the whole square divided by n minus 1, that is variance. If you take the square root, that becomes a standard deviation. If you have n elements in the sample set, first of all you calculate the average x bar, then take each element, find the difference between mean and value, square it, sum all the elements, all the squares, divide by n minus 1, that is variance, take the square root, that becomes standard deviation. So these are the techniques that we use for representing statistical distribution of data, and if you want to have graphical representation for it, you can depend upon 4 different technologies: quantile plot, histograms, scatter plots and data correlation. These are the 4 types of graphical displays that we depend upon for representing statistical description of data. Here is an example of quantile plot. You are drawing each pixel, one pixel by pixel, each element. You can represent the median value and the Q1 and Q2, Q3. So you take some f value on the x-axis and some another attribute on y-axis, draw the plot and represent Q1, median and Q3. This is something called a quantile plot. The data is given over here, corresponding plot is represented over here. Here is quantile plot. Here you can see that the data is been non-symmetrically distributed. So you may have to draw a straight line representing majority of the data. That is something called quantile plot. Here also you are representing Q1, median and Q2, Q3, taking one attribute on the x-axis and another attribute on the y-axis. This is the concept of quantile plot. And same representation can be drawn in histograms also. Histograms you represent each set of data. You represent 40 to 59 here, then 60 to 79, etc. And you take another attribute on the y-axis and you are drawing histograms over here. This is also for representing statistical description of data. And if your data is not at all symmetric and it is been randomly distributed all over the sample space, then it's better you have scatter plots and data correlation technique applied over here. So this is scatter plot representation by taking one attribute on an x-axis and taking another attribute on the y-axis. So these are the techniques that we use for statistical calculation, and these are the graphical interpretation of the statistical results that we have created from the given data set. Thank you.